Alright, we're gonna be getting started soon. Welcome to the stream. We're gonna take a few minutes to get started. You're currently listening to Chill Cow Radio. Currently playing is B.I.D.O. Last Sunshine.
We already have the power. I think it's not gonna work. Not anymore. People are waking up. The establishment can't win. Nope. Internet itself is too many risks. I know. Okay, sure, that's a different discussion. But what I'm saying is the internet is helping people stay maintained. People, it's the phone 2.0. That's what I'm talking about. We're going over their heads. We're going over media. We're the new news show now. People are coming to us because we want to give you the real truth of what's going on. Obviously everyone has bias, sure, but we're still going to try to show what's actually happening instead of this BS, which is them just shoving down, intersectionality. Like you must. This is actually the truth of what's happening. It's like, no, that's what you want everyone to think, and that's not the case anymore. And if people don't like us, they can go watch the depositions that are live on YouTube, live on everything. Everyone was watching yesterday. Everyone was watching today. Them talking to the big tech, seeing exactly what's happening. The internet. Look, man,
I think we found the sweet spot for our noise gate.
Like this. Choose to search for it specifically. People who turn on CNN are not paying attention.
So we do have a podcast going on in the background. That's what you're hearing.
Their news through memes and Twitter posts. It's half-baked, nonsensical. The people who are here.
We've been live for about 2 minutes now, and you're listening to Chill Cow Radio.
We're lucky enough that we're in such a position where. So I mentioned this earlier. Google. You cannot search for my main channels. I have two. Timcast and Timcast News do not appear on Google, and that's me doing like my solo rants. This channel is new, so it wasn't put into any of these blacklists.
And awesome.
Yes.
That too.
Figured I'd throw that
So
in
what
there.
happens is YouTube takes action to protect the establishment when they complain. And a bunch of YouTubers realized this and started making new formats and new channels because the new channels were never put on blacklists. So now all of a sudden, people are getting recommended our show, they're sharing our show, and it's growing faster than ever. Because,
Thank you, everyone.
But think about this.
Alrighty.
If I didn't,
We're gonna be getting started in just a moment.
hit you up and say we got to do the show where we talk about these politics.
Be the last song we hear. This is HM Surf. Going with the heat.
How many people here wouldn't even know?
Alright.
Even though they agree with a lot of it.
Are we ready?
So I decide I gotta do a new channel. I gotta find somebody who I can have conversations with. I hit up my buddy Adam, and this is a new channel.
Welcome one and all.
Where a lot of the same
Probably
conversations
just
it's
one.
actually more developed conversations we talk to each other as opposed to my channel, which is just random. But all of a sudden now, YouTube, this channel not being blacklisted, is recommending it. People who agree are finding the conversations, and these are important conversations, and it's getting around that lockdown.
Go.
They can't control everything.
Went up pretty
I think
early this time.
Their bubble is popping. I mean, I'm sure we're on this.
There's only so much they can do. The Google guys are ready to say.
Alright.
Exactly.
Totally forgot where I was last night. Oh, I think I started. Oh,
Showing this leaked video of them
do
being
not
like, we're all
remember being in.
Yeah, so you know what
They're
they're
gonna do what they can to stop it.
Need
Access
some
the card
grub?
catalog in the
Try the brass
public library.
lantern.
about big
Okay, I can do that.
technologies. I'd love for one of those Republicans
Why
to
is
say
Thirsty
CPU
partner.
running so hot on this
Try
game?
Moriarty's.
he's basically a default liberal kind of
60
guy.
degrees.
2.4 million views on Facebook. Facebook don't
62.
Oh, I don't know. Interesting.
I would like to know that too, because there was nothing. I mean,
Point lookout. A riverboat has docked at the mouth
cooperation with China.
of the Potomac,
I think that they are
carrying trade from a distant
But nothing you
of
said
Point
was
Lookout.
on
The captain offers
a violation
Point
of the
Lookout
rules.
for a mercy
You're absolutely
treasure
right.
hunt
There was no
adventure
violation of the
looking
rules. It was just
to
simply that
explore the new
I
land.
am not a typical Trump supporter.
I forgot to have these loaded in
It's tough right now, but
the
it's
pit.
I've got long hair and I look like I'm fairly hippie-ish, and the video game.
Fun fact, I've been to all these
We
places.
saw it from Project Veritas.
Yep, we
If
did.
somebody's wearing a MAGA hat, they'll ban the video.
Or simply voting for Trump.
New
in the
radio
video. It's the
broadcast
first time
has
I
been
ever
heard
said
across
it.
the capital
That's what
wasteland.
this
While
would really
completely
do.
unintelligible,
Whoa, whoa,
it
whoa, we
sounds
can't have this guy talk
ominous.
about that. No, no, no.
It's a very odd-looking rock.
Low-level
Broken
person
steel
working at a third-party
has
company.
been loaded. Your level clap has been raised to
And Facebook,
30.
Facebook, you know, feigns ignorance. Well,
Thank
you don't do it.
goodness.
We'll see how things play out, man. But I'm glad y'all are
Alert!
with us hanging out.
Your radio
Now
broadcast
we're
has
gonna
been heard
read your
all across
super
the capital
chats.
wasteland. It sounds like a distress
We got
call,
a
but
super chat here. Oh, actually,
seems
before we
meant
gotta
for
smash that
certain.
button.
Yeah, smash it. Actually, before we do, I was just gonna say thanks to Bruce, who sent us.
So it looks like we got all of the
we all got a
all of
beautiful
DLCs loaded in, which is
silver
nice.
coin. You can't really see it, but it is really dope. It is the Liberty Lady. Just I don't know what it is, but it's beautiful. It's a 1 ounce silver coin, and that's amazing. So I really appreciate that. That's cool. My grandfather had a lot of coins that I would go to the bank. He'd open up the security deposit box.
What's silver at now? Like 22?
Yeah, something like that. Crazy. Maybe just
Alright, I
Silver's
think
great.
we should
But smash the
probably
like button, make sure you
finish
subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter,
our
Instagram, and Parler at
our main
You can
quest,
also follow
the
@MRegular and all the
Wasteland
same places.
Survival
On Twitter
Guide.
and Parler, there is @Sour Patch
So we're
Kids,
gonna head down to the Arlington
LYES.
Library.
And yeah, follow us. But let's
Is
read,
there any?
let's read all your super chats. UXM Quantum says, "Hey
Now
guys,
we're
from North
going
Dakota,
to.
and do a lot of driving for work.
We're
So
gonna
you guys are
fast
my daily
travel.
Entertainment. Just want to show some love. Oh yes, spin that UFO.
Oh, hey, can you hand me that?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Forgot that we've been there.
And Raven Knight also wants you to
And
spin
go
the
from
UFO. So
Mandale.
we got a twofer on that one.
There should be a
Both
short
directions.
walk
Wait,
over.
It just stops it.
Well, you can't go both directions. Ian Hall says, term limits 1, term limits 2, section 230, reform 3.
We need to.
Did Soy Jesus get a haircut or fake it with a man bun? 4. Pass legislation that separates press with factual reporting versus opinion news. Fake news. Lastly, this is all for the cats and mascot of the Salty Army. You can't
And
actually
thought I was gonna go
differentiate
like
in the First Amendment between opinion
this
and-
whole
and real news. There's no real way to do that. The First Amendment
whole
means
thing
they call it
without
fake news.
dropping one
That's it.
frame.
The problem is
It's usually
big tech
consistent.
monopolies
They usually
incentivize
drop
this
about
system.
half a
And
percent
I don't know how you solve
every
that problem.
stream, no matter
I
what.
don't think the founding
I'm not
fathers
sure
could foresee
why
the level
exactly.
and speed of communications, more importantly the algorithms. But I do think, in much the same way we have some restrictions on the Second Amendment, in terms of like concealed carry permit or
How do I
whatever,
do that?
although many people probably disagree.
Forgot
with
where I
any of
mapped
those
my
restrictions,
buttons.
I do think there may be very important distinctions between what these big tech platforms are doing and the First Amendment. The right to free speech, you could argue, does not give you a right to algorithmically manipulate people.
Well,
Right.
we talked about it. I said a couple times in this episode that the internet is the new telephone. We have to realize that Facebook and Twitter are not just this social media. We just keep saying social media. It's not. It's
Sworn I
town
had-
square. It's the new watering
Right.
holes. It's the new how we can.
Could've sworn I had, like,
That-
age.
But the
something
bigger issue,
mapped.
I think, is that you are legally allowed to sell products in this country, okay? But you can't defraud someone, tricking them into parting ways with their money. In that same vein, you can create a platform for speech, but algorithmically manipulating people is an entirely different thing from free speech.
Good point.
So what they do on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, manipulating algorithms so that certain people only see certain things, is very different. And maybe there's some kind of argument that they shouldn't be meddling in who stands on the free speech platform and how they display it. It would be, in my opinion, a major advantage to some nasty people.
Yeah.
Because without these algorithms, if it was the general, here's what happened. Early on, when they didn't have algorithms on YouTube, do you know what everything was?
Right in the dick.
Of course. Clicks.
Exactly. Because so people would and there's a challenge. They have to make rules on the platform between just a bunch of dudes who would post a picture of women in bikinis and then there would be a video of something else. You'd see a thumbnail and it'd be clicking and see a guy being like, so today I went and bought a hot dog. It would work. So they had to said, I don't know how you solve the problem, but I'll tell you this. Political bias is destroying our democratic system. Our democratic
Gotcha.
representative-based system. We cannot just allow it to keep going. The backpacking angler says this money is to go to a Year Days button from JJBA. Also, Adam, for a challenge, build a piece of studio furniture using pallet wood.
Okay.
There you go.
Maybe in the new spot. for Adamcast. We're gonna keep Timcast a little more professional.
I am
Deplorable
to
pirate Captain Gunbeard
pause.
says Multnomah County, Portland has been under a burn ban since the 24th due to a drought and high fire risk. You'd think fireworks would be a big violation of that ban. Yeah.
You'd think.
You would. Student of history says, told my late 40s coworker who grew up in NYC that people were surprised about UC cops, and all he did was laugh his Puerto Rican A off. His words, not mine. Also, Roman
What
Roman
is it called?
Republic and
Rock
us are
cat.
too close. I agree. That's scary. Vicidius says, I told someone about the censored beer bug press conference. She told me she heard it. One doctor believes in
There
witchcraft,
we go.
and Dr. Fauci has always been right. What's the simplest way to explain Fauci to someone who hasn't been following? Well, you got to understand the way you approach people in terms of like arguments, conversations, and new information. If someone comes up to me
we're
and they
good.
say, well, Fauci has always been right. If you respond with, that's not true, Fauci's wrong all the time,
Damn it.
you're enemies.
I waited too
You
long.
respond with, yeah, I mean, I actually think he's really great. And yeah, I mean, he's been around for like 30 plus years in the CDC. It is unfortunate that he came out early on wrong about masks, to be honest. But I think he does a good job. Then you're not challenging them.
Bummer.
You're not becoming their enemy. You're just saying, I get it. Like, I like Fauci too. There was a couple things I think kind of hurt his credibility.
Yeah.
So the way I always approach my friends is when they're like, people should listen to Fauci, I'll be like, totally agree. The only problem, I guess is
we're
that,
going-
when he came out in May, and said blah, blah, blah,
Reload it.
some people immediately just
Hate that
blew
that
him off,
happened.
which is wrong because science changes. Then they're like, you're right, science does change. And Fauci may have been wrong. You're letting them enter. You can't just come at them and start yelling at them. And I don't mean like screaming. I mean like coming at them being like, hey, you're wrong about this, because some people just put up barriers. They don't want to hear it. It's difficult. It's not
Oh
always
my
so
goodness,
easy
it
to
did it again.
communicate, but
Why
I
does it
always
keep
try to,
doing this?
when I talk to people, try to be accommodating.
And maintain your calm.
Yeah.
As soon as they're already.
I don't want that over there.
Most of these people are residing in places.
Want that on top.
Their beliefs is directly connected to their emotional base.
So annoying.
As soon as you,
Hmm.
like he said, you have to show them that you're on their side, because if you don't do that instantly, they go into the defensive, and then that's where they stay the entire time.
Yep,
And you
we're
can't get them off that or behind that. shield of,
So I'm gonna
"I'm
probably be
defending
right
because
back
you already
at.
attacked my ideals,
Oh, wait.
the core of my being, and that's the
A
problem.
lot of people are just tribalists and don't care about what's right.
It's really hard. It's really hard. But the most important thing is for you to
Guess it could've
maintain
been-
your calm, and you have to understand.
Save me if
See, this is something that I helped because
That's
I
not
wasn't
what
a
East.
Trump fan. I wasn't. I didn't like him because I didn't know anything about him. I just was part of the news. So, once I became aware of it, I'm like, I've got months and months of research under my belt now. I can't just impart that knowledge to somebody.
Yeah.
It's like
It's so crazy, man.
yeah, exactly. So you have
Whenever-
to understand that not everyone is there, and it takes a long time to get there.
Whenever I record a segment on my main channels about Obamagate,
East.
it is a nightmare.
Alright,
Oh, I'm sure,
to
Because
the,
it's like,
to the library.
people need context for news stories.
dude. His rant, Mr. Jordan's rant at the beginning of the bar testimony, sums it up so well in like a 4-minute span. He goes through
About
it.
Obamagate.
Oh yeah,
It's not an easy thing to do. That
I know.
story is insanely complex.
It's true, but he rocks it out of the park. I just posted on my Twitter feed earlier because it's just like I've never heard it. All the accounts, all like through the very beginning, and then each thing as they
Really?
did, and progressing all the way to Trump becoming elected, and after till
Yep.
that's the only time I've ever seen it all
Oh,
laid out.
damn.
It's clear. One of the most difficult, whenever news breaks on so I recently did a segment on the Durham investigation.
Literally
Durham announced, so John Durham is investigating.
assault rifle.
There may be criminal indictments, and he announced his report on
I guess we'll
basically
hold on.
Spygate, Obamagate,
Pistol.
whatever will be coming out at the end of summer. And there's some rumors that the DOJ is shuffling about because there may be some indictments coming.
And there's the Attorney General of Texas is also setting another investigation separate
Anything
from
noteworthy?
for the same thing.
Yeah.
Looking into it again.
Doesn't look like.
When I try and say, we got some big updates,
Ah.
the unmasking investigation is underway. Now, unmasking is the reason why this is relevant,
Every word.
how this pertains, and it's like 20 minutes to just explain the
single word.
basics.
Yeah.
So when I try explaining to people like what's going on with Obamagate, they're like, what's unmasking? Okay, well, unmasking is the process of taking protected names
Here we
from,
go.
you know,
Like
redacted
that.
information. What's redacted? What do you mean? And I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
So when the FISA courts, what's a FISA court? Okay, the foreign intern. It's not, dude.
Yep.
Make sure to read
It
this
is
book.
rough. It is so rough, man. Let's see. The Grizzly says, been trying to contact you guys for a while now, but I can't find your email. I'm a person who paints miniatures for fun, but some of my work's even been put in official store displays. My portfolio's on Imager for reference. Spintheufo@gmail.com. Is that it?
That's correct.
Yes.
Boom. There you go.
I thought it was a spin the.
Instruction.
Yeah, but it wasn't. So I'm not
So-
gonna spin it. I'm not gonna.
Oh.
I don't just spin it for anything.
We are going to be setting up a new website soon too, so we'll have like an updated email.
Yeah.
Jonas says, I'm happy I found Timcast. Issues. Senators speak fairly and hold the media and political figures responsible for what they say and do. You guys and Lady
Okay.
Rock, thanks. Thank you for
Why am I
listening.
moving so
My
slow?
pizza.
Yes. Pip Chat Noir says, love your work. Here's some funds for pizza and cigars. I
Pizza,
very,
yes.
very much like that. Hey, you
Oh,
says,
because
Tim,
I'm
I agree with most
actually-
of what you say, but after a while, you could be viewed
I'm actually
just
like
a
capped
young,
at 60
new-age Rush Limbaugh.
FPS like the game
I'd like
was
to see
intended.
More video examples, production, and written facts.
40.
You have to show facts more than opinion to help people understand. Well, there's actually
Speaking
Scanner.
Of which, oh yeah, but that's not you anymore.
right.
per se.
So I've absolutely got another company, Scanner, and they do independent field reporting. Now here's the thing.
Oh,
Scanner initially started out. Check it out. We've got a really great video about Dr. Deborah So, and we interviewed her, and we do a lot of this. One of our first videos was a mini documentary on Brett Weinstein and the Evergreen fiasco. If you want to understand what's going on with cancel culture that's sweeping the country, look up, SCNR on YouTube and Brett Weinstein, and it's a long documentary that I put together with everyone running Scanner, along with other people. And there are plans very, very soon. These things take a long time. That's the challenge. We've got a upgrade coming, and there's going to be a new channel. There's going to be a couple. There's going to be a vlog channel, and there's also going to be a mini-based documentary channel. So if you want to get an understanding of what it's like, look up Dr. Deborah So Scanner, SCNR, or go to the YouTube channel. Look for it. That's the style of video that will start being produced. Fact-based research videos with interviews from experts. This is all part of the plan. We're going to be hiring people to, go out and do these interviews, and we're going to have
oh god.
10 to 15
I
minute
wanna
short
give me
documentaries
my-
explaining like core positions,
I
very,
want-
very, very fact-based.
Chinese
And I
right?
will be hosting all of those as well.
Kebab.
Hopefully at some point
That'll
I
do
can
the
produce
job.
24 hours
Get over here.
of content in a single day because I'm completely insane.
You're an alien.
Robot.
Already doing 5.
Confirmed. He's an alien.
Yeah. Dylan Easterich says, thanks to Jason, I started skateboarding again.
Nice.
Started playing music and singing again.
Oh.
And feel more confident
Instant
in my political views
campfire.
than I have ever before. Thank
That's
you.
what I'm
Keep it
talking
up.
about. Standing up,
Now,
doing things.
are you making bread? Because once we finish the show, someone's usually made some kind of weird new bread. What's the
I
bread?
want
No,
a Chinese
no.
pistol.
I'm just-
bread.
No,
No,
but I'll
Adam.
take it so I can fix it
I'm
and
just
then
saying,
sell
you could
it.
mix it up. Nicholas Keene says, Tim, are you going to do any on-the-ground reporting regarding these protests and riot aftermaths? Or know anyone else who is? MSM is not capable of covering these, save Michael Tracy piece and local outlets I've seen on YouTube. One of the challenges is,
Antifa hates him.
oh, well, I mean, look, the threats against me are well beyond just going down and seeing Antifa. I
I'm
think,
sure,
I think Andy No has it way worse than I do. I'd probably be able to squeak by, with the appropriate disguise of some sort. But I wouldn't because I got too much work. What we're trying to do, the space
Alright,
we're in
let's
now
go.
was supposed to be temporary.
Almost there.
Last year, I was trying to find a building to actually launch a full, multimedia network company, and then COVID happened, and we all just got trapped, basically, in this house.
Yeah.
But now we're getting a bigger facility, and it's going to have a ton of room, and we're going to have a newsroom, and we're going to have people dedicated to traveling, going on-the-ground reporting, doing interviews. Like I just mentioned, Scanner is doing documentary
somebody-
stuff. They're going to do production and shows, and then I'm going to be having more of a factoid-based fact-checking, dare I say, explaining the news. Though we're not going to be part of it, it's going to be epic. We're going to basically take stories and dissect them based on the different coverage from different outlets, and then try and figure out where the truth actually lies based on these different narratives, while simultaneously calling out those who are vigorously violating journalistic ethics. So when someone says that a certain activist unarmed will highlight these lies and be like, here's the photo, here's the video evidence, these people lied, these outlets lied. and it's going to be great. It's going to simultaneously be.
I don't know
here's the
how
news,
I destroy
and
that
here's the
thing,
bad
but
news,
okay. I'll
as in,
take
like,
it.
The
Experience.
inept news. The people who are bad at what they do. Let's read some.
Although I don't
more
know
here.
where it went.
Super Jets. Pateris Rex says, "Common sense is not a gift.
Hey,
it is a
thank you,
curse
Bot, for
because you
sticking
have to
around,
deal
okay?
with all the people
Who
I
don't,
appreciate
don't
that.
have it.
who don't have it.
Give me
All right,
that.
all right.
assuming
That
it's-
single
Yeah,
viewer.
that's enough.
Who don't have it.
Cody Evans says, "Make America chess again."
Okay. And skateboard.
Yeah. Joe Bo says, "Read Weapons of Mass Instruction by John Gatto, New York Teacher of the Year and whistleblower." Interesting.
You read that?
I am familiar with it. I have not read the whole thing.
Master of Skitology says,
Oh.
I will still say Warhammer 40k is the
Shit.
best sci-fi fantasy setting. Praise the Omnissiah
Crap.
and light the incense and let the motive force flow from you as we burn the heretics with holy flame and plasma. All right. Sounds good.
A lot.
Julia says, be wary of harping on logic. Evil can use emotion and reason alike, a la the cult of reason in revolutionary France. And reason can justify evil. Actual good is primary over logic and emotion and demands a balance of both. I completely agree. Otherwise, like, the Borg makes sense. It's a more cohesive structure that functions better, but man, who would want to live that way? Ronto says, "Thank you for tried talking to my he continues to believe the
You're
intentions of
dead.
the media need to be aware of their lies." It's ridiculous, man. John Stevens says, "Where do I find saying it wasn't meant?" Well, the only thing I can say is first, the obvious is try googling it.
Alright. Fish kebab
She
time.
tweeted it.
She did,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what's her? You know her name?
Yeah, I think she goes by Ida.
There you go.
Twitter.
And she tweeted it, and then a bunch of people started quoting her saying like, "But they're teaching this in schools as history."
I'll find it and put it on
Yep.
my Twitter.
How horrifying!
Indeed it is.
McKitsley. Have y'all checked out the Tim Dillon Show podcast with Whitney Webb? They talk about the U.S. government getting rid of money to
You wanna get close, huh? Huh?
This was back in April. They must be psychics. They predicted it.
Back.
Let's see.
Or
Blixum says, "Today's media and fake news reminds me of Metal Gear Solid 2 GW. An AI to filter info on the net to provide context in a sea of useless data. Hideo Kojima saw this coming in early
he's off.
2000s. The dude is very smart."
Yeah.
Let's see. Mr. Cooper says, "I can confirm what Tim said about private security. I was on a private security detail for a wealthy tech dev. A member of the security detail rammed a cop to draw cop away and prevent protectee getting DUI. He was well taken care of. I'm telling you, I've seen this."
Jeez.
Yeah, because they're like, "Dude's got millions of dollars to take care of me in any capacity, and you'll get a bonus."
Yeah.
Yup, look at that story, dude. Rammed a cop to prevent the guy from getting a DUI. Man, when you got the money, your security, you could do whatever.
Scary.
Yeah, dude.
another one.
Nunzio says the far left Democrat leaders want Trump to win. They need to add more fuel to the fire for the
Alright,
Marxist army they're building to burn it all
Come
down.
on, come on, come on.
Also, go to
Nice.
ban video.
Shotgun shells.
support
More shotgun
carry
shell.
that. Tall Wall says, "Well done, Tim. Carry on, appreciate it." Raven Knight. I believe we already read this one, but I'll say it anyway. He says, "Spin it, UFO." We did read that one before.
I'm gonna spin it anyway.
Yeah. More rostral garbage says, "Check out season 5 after about the halfway point of episode 6 and most of episode 7 of the show Grimm on Prime. It's nearly prophetic on Portland."
I really
Amazing.
love that show.
Is it? Yeah, have you seen the episode in question?
I've seen every single episode of Grimm.
Is that prophetic?
I really liked it. I don't exactly remember that
Aw.
episode, but I'll go watch it again because that show was great. It had really good characters in it.
It's funny. Gareth Green says, "You realize that Bernie Sanders expressed support for the Soviet Union back in the day. He was always further left than European Social Democrats." Oh, I know. I'm just pointing out that the World Socialist website called him a national capitalist because he supported he was publicly supporting capitalist system
Yeah.
and secure borders and no free trade. So they were ragging on Bernie. Let's see. We did read that one.
Smash that like button, everyone. We're
Garrett-
almost at 20K. I want to see 20K. Come on, smash it.
No
Gareth Green
guns
says,
in the
first
gun
video of yours I
case.
saw was your interview with
Travesty.
Lacey Green in 2017. I started following you through the Kilroy debacle and first chatted you during your live stream on that topic. You were really appreciated. That's it. James NT says, college kids and professionals all living in bubbles. How will we ever be able to trust statistics?
Do you
Again,
unmute the Blamco bean?
I don't think we can, to be completely honest. That's the craziest thing. Gareth Green then goes on to say, do you guys have a mailing address I'd like to send some books
Take the
and
steak.
things? Why, yes, of course we do.
Sugar
If
bombs.
you head over to
I'll send that over to
timcast.com/donate, at the bottom
at
is
the
a PO
Marigold
box, but
Station.
make sure, if you're going to send anything, you send it care of Timcast IRL and not Tim Pool. I say Timcast IRL. That way we know it's for the
Fire
show.
alert cake.
Otherwise, I just
Crispy
shred it
squirrel
open and go,
bits.
oh wait, it was for Adam.
Make mail day easier, please.
Or the
Yeah.
all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
The crew.
Because
Ooh,
it's
I
my
picked that
general
up.
PO box. So
Right.
just make sure you label it for whoever you want to go to. If you want it for
Oh.
Lydia, if you want it for Adam, if you want it for me, put the name on it. You know.
Or all three. Timcast IRL.
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
JB Rocky says, since Adam is a libertarian, $20. There you go.
Give me my money.
Gareth Green then says, as a child of the religious right, I find it funny how you ask what happened to the left. The way you see them now is
Ooh, that's
pretty
money
much the
right
way
there.
I've seen them since I was a kid. Granted, I've become more libertarian since. I've found that among many of the religious people I know, they've become more libertarian.
Yep.
And I think it's especially true. You see people like Ben Shapiro,
FedEx, very
who's
useful.
Orthodox Jewish and very libertarian. I'll take it. I would rather live side by side with someone's like, I'm gonna do my thing and leave you alone, versus the people who are like, you're gonna do
Oh.
my thing or else.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can only be strict religious for so long before you're like, I just really want to let other people do what they want to do.
Well, I just wanted. I want people to leave me alone to do what I want to do.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah.
Boom! 21,000 likes.
there
we
Ooh,
go.
darts.
Vincent-
Smashing that like button.
Vincent Clement says, do you think
That's
insurrection
money
is
right there.
still a possibility? When does Trump shut this nonsense down? I think it may have won. I mean, we'll see how things go tonight. 'Cause they're still going to come out, I'd be willing to bet.
Yeah.
And the feds are going to be like,
Alright.
Look, man,
I'm to kill this
now they
guy.
got the support. They're there now. The state police.
I don't know about yet, but I want to ceasefires, it often fail.
Yeah.
One side's going to be like, okay, we've come to an agreement. Now all you got to do is meet these conditions. The far left will come out. They'll attack the courthouse. The feds are going to be like, we're not satisfied. Then the Democrats are going to be like, don't worry, they're going to leave. And the far left is going to say, well, they're not leaving, so we're not leaving.
Yeah.
Unless the Democrats just take a
Well,
heavy
I
hand
don't-
and come out regardless and end the riots, no one will back down. They just got to do it. Yeah, exactly.
Let's
MH
get.
says the wall of moms and BLM are now bickering. Check out the WOM
Oh,
official
we don't need
Twitter
that.
feed, Wall
Okay.
of Moms.
Huh.
Oh,
Sure
Sounds
jeez.
amusing.
Let's see. John Snow says, I work construction in California. In 2019, I was hired by a company that rents out houses in NorCal. Since then, I've remodeled over 120 with hundreds to go. The guy has Nancy Pelosi money. He's in a rush to sell them all. Ooh, yikes.
He knows nothing.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Just a play on the name.
Money Tire says, I wanted to send a 556, but it won't let me. Welcome to the not right knowing American side with life and liberty. Thank you for the super chat. Ken W says, you should hire or befriend a manga artist cartoonist to explain some of the more difficult stuff like Obamagate. Spin that UFO.
I will spin it for you.
Well, with that final spin, make sure y'all smash the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We do the show Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. live, and we put up clips throughout the day. And if you really want to, we're also on all those different
Boy.
podcast platforms. Where if you're going to work, maybe you
That
want to
was-
watch, listen on your phone. These are things you can do.
That
But
was
sharing really
beautiful.
does help. Like I mentioned, these big tech companies are pressured by the mainstream media to support them. YouTube then props up CNN, Fox, MSNBC, and we compete with that. We've been doing really well on this show, but we should do better. If you think we are a better voice than CNN, then you must share.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
like that.
must.
You must. Well, to channel my my Fight Club, if this is your first time watching Timcast IRL, you have to share the show.
Yes. I like it.
But to be completely honest, there's a lot of people who say like, there's nothing I can do. How do I fight back? Listen, to be completely honest, there is a bit of self-interest in us. Please let everybody know that we do this show because it's good for you guys and everyone else.
Yep.
But if you really do believe that CNN is garbage and we should get more, a bigger audience than they do, and it's more important, sharing is the way we go about doing that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And thank you, everybody.
And again, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Parler at Timcast. You can follow at Adam Krigler in all the same places, and of course at Sour Patch Lids, LYDS. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. We'll see you all then.
Have a good night.
Nice.
We made it through that.
And don't be fooled, America. Those who have left the Brotherhood of Steel, branded outcasts, are just as dangerous. Even more so, being in exile. And what about the slavers of Paradise Falls? The frighteningly irradiated ghouls of Underworld. And last but not least, the hideously mutated super mutants that have completely overrun the entire downtown DC area. Lawlessness, terror, murder. They're all around us. I know. But not for long, sweet America.
God.
Not for long. Oh,
Chugging.
no. The Enclave will restore peace, order, and prosperity to this great nation. And those who oppose us will be removed forever. Reflect upon all I have said, my America.
Oh
Reflect
no.
and wait. For soon, this great nation will be reborn, and the Enclave will be its salvation. Until we meet again, this is your president, John Henry Eaton, signing off.
The baseball trap. I wonder how much damage that actually would do. Like a baseball compared to everything else. Like nothing. Notes. Very easy. Boy. Serious stuff. Make a shit. Okay. Look for a lawnmower blade. Oh, it's Huggy. All right. It's taking far too long. Should've just that's the Citadel. That's the odd that is faster. Figure it. Make it. I've found. I just leveled up.
Hold it. This area is under the authority of the Brotherhood of Steel. Leave immediately.
Oh, calm.
You're awfully brave to be walking around down here by yourself. Are you scavenging the ruins? It seems that we have similar goals in mind. It's rare to meet someone who has proper priorities. I am Senior Scribe Yearling, Order of the Word. I have a proposal for you, if you're interested.
Oh god. Yeah, what's up, dude? What is happening? That was odd. Oh, you finally caught me when playing Fallout. Took me forever to and weeks. Oh, dude, got back into it or started for the first time.
I find that to be so with many wastelanders. It may involve money, if you choose, or there may be other forms of compensation. But before you receive any reward at all, you will have to be willing to aid me in my task here in this library.
As long as there's money involved, I'm in. Money. Money and the promise of mysterious compensation? I'm in.
If nothing else, I admire your commitment to your chosen focus. But to the point, my task here is to collect the written works of those who came before, in order to supplement the Brotherhood archives. Although most of the pre-war books have been destroyed, there are a few that have survived. But finding a book in the ruins is difficult. So, return here with any pre-war books that you find, and I will reward you for them.
On
With
World
money,
War II?
because that's what you like.
You don't play the newest one? Warzone or whatever? You like battle royales?
We have set up this area as a forward operations center for our project. The books we collect can be
The one
recorded
from a
with the
few
computer
years ago then,
systems here.
right? I
We
remember
then
that.
ship them, under
I
escort,
used to have that game,
back to the Citadel
and
for
then it got
transcribing into the
destroyed.
archives there.
I liked it a lot too, but I'm actually quite a fan of Warzone. Warzone's kind of fun.
You have no such thing. I do not have time. The front desk computer has access to the card catalogs, but it appears that it's lost the connection to the main archives. Here's the password. Now, you might be able to find the central computer further in there, but I'm afraid you'll have to do that without me. I'm a scholar, not a fighter.
It's time to go. Jesus.
Steel be with you.
Okay. And
I'm President John Henry Eden, and you're listening to Enclave Radio, the voice of warmth and reason in this cold, unreasonable world. Hello again, America. This is John Henry Eden, your president. There are some things we should talk about, if that's all right. It's time.
never mind. That
we
was a
discuss
stupid. I was
something
gonna ask a dumb question, but I
rather
just realized you are on your
important.
Twitch.
The issue at hand is, well, my
I'll make sure I turn on
presence.
notifications.
The
Apparently they're
question
not
has
on.
been raised, I know, as to just how I came to be elected.
I'll jump in there
to
sometime and
this
say
most
what's up.
illustrious office. Or
Ooh,
whether
big
or
news,
not
dude. You want
I
to hear
had
something
been
cool?
elected at all. To that,
I'm
I must
moving.
answer, of course. Of course, I was elected. Sweet America.
Again.
Of course. Isn't the right to vote the very foundation of a democracy? Unfortunately, in the interest of national security, I'm not at liberty to discuss the details of the election. You understand? But rest assured, I am your president, because the appropriate people of this great nation decided I should be. I am your duly elected representative. Of course, when the time comes, when my term is up, America will be free to elect a new president. And that person will have our full faith and confidence and carry our collective values forward.
Those are
into the
so
future.
many. Hey, what
Democracy,
perk
dear
should I get?
America.
Should I go
Democracy
finesse,
now
here and now,
and
or mysterious
forever.
stranger? Those are
We've got
definitely
a part now, you and I.
the ones.
Don't be
Nah.
sad, America. The Enclave is working tirelessly to rebuild this great nation, so you don't have to. Till next time, this is your president, John Henry Eden, signing off.
MS. Mysterious stranger. Alright, mysterious stranger it is. Done. I know, it's gotta start using gotta start using VATS more now. Mysterious stranger. I'm moving to Florida. Orlando in specific.
Oh, come on. Pay more attention to what you're doing.
Remember my...
I don't remember your offer. Beat up. Legendary. That's fun. Access card catalog. Library.
Greetings,
Optional
dearest
retrieve the
America.
complete
Offer,
art.
This is your
outsider.
president,
Cash for
John
pre-war...
Henry Eden. Let's chat, shall we? We live in an age of poverty, greed, violence, destruction.
Information transferred.
Indeed, the very seat of the federal government, Washington, D.C., has been reduced to what is now known as the capital
Time to go
wasteland.
dues.
The capital wasteland. How did it come to this, America? How did your leaders allow the most powerful nation on earth to die? The answer is really quite simple. Incompetence. Incompetence at the highest echelons of power. We put our trust, our faith, in half-wits. Our intrepid leaders had everything they wanted: power, wealth, prestige. And it made them lazy, America. Oh, yes, and laziness breeds stupidity. Rest assured, I will not make the mistakes of my predecessors. When John Henry Eden builds a country, he builds it to last. The American way. Don't you, my darling America, deserve that? Don't you deserve a future free of war and fear and terrible uncertainty?
Just realizing now. Cabinet.
Of course
Library.
you do. As President of the United
Not
States,
weird at all.
you have my solemn pledge that I will never rest, until we have what we deserve. A place to truly call home. But for now, my America, we must part. Restoring the greatest country in the world to its former glory, well, that takes time, even for the Enclave. Again, this is your president, John Henry Eden, signing off.
That was entertaining. Take that sensor. science. Did by some. Okay. Start.
Hello again, America. This is John Henry Eden, your president. There are some things
What I
we should
really
talk
need.
about. That's all right.
And
I've been thinking quite a bit lately about something we can all relate to. Something that is unquestionably
gosh, it like stutters so bad.
American. I am referring, of course, to our great national pastime, baseball. Or so it had been. That's right, America. Before we were devastated by atomic war,
A book.
each state
Nice.
had its own professional baseball. Imagine. The sun is warm, welcome. And on the horizon, they appear like knights of yore, armed with bats to bash and victory. Their name,
That should have been a hit.
revel in the joys of sport and sunshine. Now, ask yourself this. What if the capital congressman, what if they compete with baseball teams from Pennsylvania or Maryland? Put your faith in John Henry Eden, great America, and baseball will live again. Comfort,
See that Raider
recreation,
teleport?
healthy competition, all will live again.
Dude, the M1 Grand's
This
sick.
country will live again.
I used to use that kind of all the time.
Dearest America, we must say
In like every World War II
there is
game.
much work to be done, and the enclave never rests. Never. Till next time, this is President Eden signing off.
Chinese pistol pair. Pair that. This is hurting. Oh, got on the first try.
This is President
Yeah.
Eden, and you're listening to Enclave.
It doesn't hurt that there's
Radio.
not there's not too many anymore.
And now, one
Like
of my
10 years ago,
inspirational quotes
like every
from the mouth
game,
of your president, John
mostly
Henry
Call of
Eden,
Duty.
straight to your heart. Arbitrary
two
power
games.
is most easily
But
established on the
they
ruins of
haven't
liberty,
had a lot
abused
lately.
to licentiousness.
Do
I'm
you
President
like
John
the
Henry
World War
Eden,
II ones better, or
and
do
you're
you like
listening to Enclave
Black
Radio,
Ops
the
better?
voice of warmth and reason in this cold, unreasonable world.
Dude. Did that guy just get killed by... Oh, man. I really don't. plenty of guns in. I believe that guy that got taken out by a raider with a lead pipe wearing metal armor. It's embarrassing. They both got killed. I don't have power armor. He's got the power armor. I haven't gotten that far in the game yet. I haven't even been to the Citadel. I could pick that up. It's gonna weigh too much. Shotgun. To eat a Share that.
You're listening to Enclave Radio. I'm John Henry Eden, President of the Enclave, President of America, President of your heart.
Stuttering so much. Any boots? Anything at the desk? Got a and loves away. Nice. Yeah, I don't think I've actually. That's a lot. I do remember prestiging once, but that was in like one of the super old Call of Duties. I was like in Modern Warfare. I think I remember like my cousin prestiging like a bunch of times, getting like the golden skins, and I had like only I had like prestige like one time for like one weapon too. Good times. Dead child. Okay, never mind. I don't want this nuka truck. Selene. Come on. Okay. Do you think hacking in a multiplayer game, other people who don't cheat, is ruining their experience? Ruining the other non-cheaters, non-hack? Yeah, that ruins their game. I mean, you always have a person who could not care that they're cheating, but the fact of the matter is you're putting yourself on a whole nother level of competitiveness when you cheat. You're basically, I mean, you're cheating. There's called cheat. If you're gonna hack or if you're gonna hack or use mods, then it should be on a server that has all allowances of hacking and mods or whatever, so it evens the playing field, because you clearly have an advantage. Music, I guess that's for Agatha.
This is Enclave Radio with your host, me, President John Henry Eden.
Or door that I'm not seeing. Oh.
Sweet America, hello again. This is President Eden. I'd like to have a chat. Let's talk about government, shall we? Or more. Just who is the boss? Why, now that's simple. The Enclave is you, America. The Enclave is your sister, your aunt, your friend, your neighbor. Well, yes, the Enclave is me as well. As your president, it is my responsibility to preside over our great democracy. So, as your president, I am the voice.
Right there.
I am the heart and soul of the Enclave. That is to say, I am the voice, heart, and soul of America. But only together. Together can we hope to reach our full potential.
Dumbass.
The way we were before the war. Whole, beautiful, powerful. One Enclave, one America. Now. Forever. And now, dearest America, we must say farewell. For there is much work to be done. Till next time, John Henry Eden, signing off.
Second.
This is President Eden, and you're listening to Enclave Radio, the voice of America. And now, one of my inspirational quotes from the mouth of your president, John Henry Eden, straight to your heart. Discipline is the soul of an army. It makes small numbers formidable, procures success to the weak, and esteem to all.
It's called restoration. Be like significant. Why would I want to? Travis. Creating Creating. So, third letter is an E, which gets rid of blinking. Leaning. Oh, no, that's cleaning. Exercise. EXE. It's fine. Speed. Okay. EX. There we go. New admin. Targeting parameters. Just not under.
You're listening to Enclave Radio. I'm John Henry Eden, President of the Enclave, President of America, President of your heart. Hello again, America the Magnificent. This is President Eden, and I was hoping we could talk. It's time we discuss something rather important. The issue at hand is, well, my
Where's the link?
The question has been raised, I know, as to just how I came to be elected to this most illustrious office. Or whether or not I had been elected at all. To that I must answer, of course. Of course, I was elected. Sweet America. Of course. Isn't the right to vote the very foundation of a democracy? Fortunately, in the interest of national security, I'm not at liberty to discuss the details of the election. You understand? But rest assured, I am your president, because the appropriate people of this great nation decided I should be.
I'm really surprised that the game hasn't crashed by now.
Elected representative. Of course, when the time
Activate
comes, when my
invented.
term is up, America will be free to elect a new president. And that person will have our full faith and confidence and carry our collective values forward into the future. Democracy, dear America. Democracy now and forever. We've got a part now, you and I. But don't be sad, America. The Enclave is working tirelessly to rebuild this great nation, so you don't have to. Until next time, this is John Henry signing off.
Okay, but my question is, why can't I kill them? Why are those over there?
This is Enclave Radio with your host, me, President John Henry Eden.
This is okay. Sneak attack.
Oh, this is gonna be kick ass!
One of my inspirational quotes from the mouth of your president, John Henry Eden. Straight to your heart. Labor disgraces no man, but occasionally men disgrace labor. You're listening to Enclave Radio. I'm John Henry Eden, President of the Enclave, President of America, President of your heart. Greetings again, sweet America. This is President John Henry Eden, and I'd like to chat if you've got a moment. We live in an age of poverty, greed, violence, destruction. Indeed, the very seat of the federal government, Washington, D.C.,
Hour
has
left.
been reduced to what is now
Then
known
I
as
have
the Capital
certain
Wasteland.
take care of.
The Capital Wasteland. How did it come to this, America? How did your leaders allow the most powerful nation on earth to die? The answer is really quite simple. Incompetence. Incompetence at the highest echelons of power. We put our trust, our faith in half-wits. Our intrepid leaders had everything they wanted: power, wealth, prestige. And it made them lazy, America. Oh, yes, and laziness breeds stupidity. Rest assured, I will not make the mistakes of my predecessors. When John Henry Eden builds a country, he builds it to last. The American way. Don't you, my darling America, deserve that? Don't you deserve a future free of war and fear and terrible uncertainty? Of course you do.
Got it.
As President of the United States, You have my solemn pledge that I will never rest, never rest, until we have what we deserve. A place to truly
Okay,
call
that's good.
home.
I think that's
So
everything.
remember, America,
I didn't
the
explore
Enclave is
the
working
whole
around the
thing
clock
because,
to
well,
return this
didn't need
country
to.
to greatness. All you need is a little patience, a little faith. Until next time, this is John Henry Eden signing off.
What ring was? Time to drop some stuff.
And now, one of my inspirational quotes from the mouth of
All
your
right,
president,
time to
John
go.
Henry Eden. Straight to your heart. A coward is much
Oh,
more exposed to quarrels than a man
I
of
don't want to
spirit.
go there.
Greetings, dearest America. This is your president, John Henry Eden. Let's chat, shall we? When I
Oh
was
no!
a child, growing up in rural Kentucky, I had the best friend a boy
I don't
could
know
hope
how to get
for.
back up there.
My dear old dog, Honey. Oh, the adventures we had. From Knob Creek to Hagenville we roamed, carefree and courageous, irresponsible, and completely inseparable. It was,
Can't.
for a little boy, the perfect.
We all know the dangers of radiation, but with the right precautions, you can prevent accidental death or even ghoulification. Keep your eyes on those Geiger counters, kids. Tick, tick, tickety means run your ass out of there, and then pop some rat away for good measure. If you do need to head into the heat, be smart. Give yourself a nice boost of Rad-X first. Remember, only you can prevent human flesh fire. Now, some music.
It's not. Shoot. In there. There. I was in the children. Oh, sorry. I would just whack the shit out of my mic. That hurt. Saying. That's how we get up there. How do you that? Darn. It's all your fault. Nope, that's where. Oh, down again. Average save. Got it. Good, good. Chinese. Can't even repair it for extra. Bit. Alright, let's get out of here. We have completed the tasks. To the lobby. Not the right lobby. That's not. Oh, it's a lobby. Remember that blood splatter here? Alright, cool. Go ahead.
Oh, come on. Pay more attention to what you're doing. Welcome back. Have you been successful in your search for books?
Absolutely.
Excellent. How many are you willing to trade? Very well. Here is your reward. Use it well and return with more books when you can. Of course.
Legitness. Really?
I want this one's head on a fucking plate!
Give him a chance. Build map. Probably take 2 in-game hours, maybe.
Mighty fine thing you did for this town.
Thank you.
Hey there.
It is time to go to sleep. And do this in the morning.
It appears you've been wounded, madam. May I suggest you seek medical...
I am seeking medical.
attention as soon as possible. It's good to see you alive and well, madam. Well, it's good to see you anyway.
I wish there were more people like you in the world. I want you to have this. I hope it helps keep you safe. It does. Thank you.
You didn't give me anything.
Is it there? Are there books? Oh, can I go borrow some? Really? A whole library's worth of data? Right there? Oh, that's great news. So, what did you find? Tell me about it.
The archive was probably the most useful information in there. Agility. Place was a death trap, but I got in and out quickly as librarians on duty. Brought your present.
What? Like it was never touched? Well, that's the way it should be. Nothing can overcome the power of knowledge after all.
She's so
Oh, thank
happy.
goodness it's safe. I'll make sure to tell people that they can find more information there. It'll become a holy place for the educated. Here's a book of mine and some caps for your research. Think of it as pay for a civilization worth of overdue books.
Okay, that's fine.
I want to find out the history. I've also got to do a section on, and that'll... Don't be so sure. You'd be surprised how confused people get, even about important things. In this case, I'm talking about Rivet City. It's the most successful survivor settlement around, but no one here really knows how it started. Of course, that... Oh. Keep up the great research, Super Assistant.
Don't try anything.
There's my Super Assistant.
I didn't buy anything from Myra.
Any luck finding out how Rivet City got started? Try asking. Absolutely.
Uh, combat armor. Oh shit. What? Mine's actually pretty. Wiener. Connected. Of machine. All right, we'll buy that. And that will get rid of all. I accepted. FedEx. Seven. Keeping. Get rid. Ooh, 500 caps. Ending that.
Good hunting. Unless
Or something. All right. See. All right. I need to exit the game. I'm just playing some. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna call it for now. I'm gonna be on later, but I have to go to the grocery store, get my food, of which I need to make a list because 5 probably pick whatever. Okay. Well, I will see you later. ASCP, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it, man. I wish you the best in your Call of Duty, right? Lurks. Thanks for you guys stopping in. I appreciate that. Last person to follow, that was effing microtransactions. Thanks again. And before that was Pavlova Bra. Anyways, I appreciate you stopping in, all of you past, present, and future. I'm going to call it a day. Turn on notifications. Follow me anywhere you can. Like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. And you know what? I will. I'll check you in the next one. All right.